For the past week, CRG have been testing higher server caps in the player test universe for Star Citizen. This is something that's been a dream for years and years and years, but all we've been stuck with is 50 players. Well, now we have 100 players, and CRG have just told us that they're looking to increase the server cap for live Star Citizen. So what does a higher server cap mean? In Star Citizen right now, when you jump in, the maximum amount of players you'll have in your server is 50. And while that's an okay amount, it means you're unlikely to encounter many, if any, players when you have a game session. Ideally, in the far future, these server caps will be in the thousands, likely encapsulating an entire region within the one server cap. But until then, we're stuck with 50. Until last week, CRG have been testing different player cap amounts, 75, 100, 120. We even saw one server with 130 people. This is something CRG haven't done in a very, very long time. And so a lot of us, myself included, expected the servers to be performing extraordinarily terribly. However, this has not been the case. Reports from all across servers has shown that apparently this is alright. The servers are performing well, they're stable, barely any 30Ks, barely any crashes, even FPS increases. Of course, there are other stories as well, but it is nowhere near as bad as what we would have expected when you're more than doubling the server limit. Now, some players may ask, why would you do this? There's not really anything in-game right now that requires that many players, so it doesn't really add much to the game. Firstly, I would say I disagree. Having upwards of 100 players within a server, more than double the cap of what it was previously, means that the game feels a lot more lived in. You're going to see players a lot more often doing missions near you, being in cities. Cities will actually feel a little populated now. And then not to mention large-scale dynamic events like Ninetales, Xenothread. Whenever these run, there's going to be a lot more players in one area. Imagine Jump Town with 100 people. A big thing to mention here, though, is they haven't said what number they might be increasing it to, but they are thinking of it, whereas previously last week they told us they weren't thinking of doing it for live. But lucky for us, the servers are just working that well. This means a lot for large-scale events as well. A lot of you guys will know that I love the racing community in Star Citizen. It's one of the most fun things I think is happening with the game. Well, now it brings a lot more avenues into what we can do with that style of gameplay. We saw last week Morphologist, Captain Burks, Tirada, a bunch of these large creators doing these really, really large-scale events, large-scale 50v50 battles, 114 people on an 890J. All of these types of things are going to become much more common now with the server cap increase. But this does bring me to some concerns. A larger server cap increase also means a larger potential for griefing. Now, this is to be expected. This is something that we were likely to see going forward through Star Citizen already. So it's not really an issue with the game as much as it might be an issue with some parts of the community. The server cap increase is also really important for Pyro, as we want to have as many people split between the two star systems as we possibly can. And going forward, we're probably going to want to bring that player cap up further. I'm kind of surprised they were able to do this without persistent entity streaming, which is slated to come with 3.18. But I am by no means disappointed that it is coming. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of different events that people are going to run. There's going to be a lot of bounty hunting and PvPing happening. So I'm actually really, really excited for this new era. What I'm expecting is for 3.17.2, we'll probably get maybe a 75 player cap, and then 100, 120, etc. further on as the testing continues. This is honestly one of the coolest things that's happened to Star Citizen in the last 2 years, so I'm really excited. Hopefully you are too. What are your thoughts? Player cap coming up in 3.17.2 live. Let me know in the comments below what you think is good, bad, what you're planning to do with all of that. I know there's going to be some large org battles and whatnot that I'm really excited to see. If you liked the video, make sure to like and subscribe and hit that bell icon to get notified every single time I upload. I also do run large community events like large tank battles, so if you want to come and join me, twitch.tv/Croncy, give us a follow and look out for some of these cool events. Have a good one, guys. Sorry. Imagine loading up a weapons box with a bunch of WoW Blast Desperados. Holy crap. Are you kidding me? What an absolute meme. That is actually hilarious. The devs literally trolled us.